Hey, Cosmic Superstars, welcome to Honestly. My name is Teo, and yeah, today I just wanted to, I guess, ride the Taylor Swift, ride the Taylor Swift wave or Tay Tay wave, and yeah, basically talk about a few things actually about not only Taylor Swift, but yeah, celebrities in general, and people judging celebrities. But yeah, let's first start off with good news. I got Taylor Swift tickets. Well, actually, I want to shout out to my bestie. I don't even know what am I doing. I'm delirious, but want to send a big shout out to my bestie who is a committed ticket scouter or buyer. Yeah, she got us tickets to Taylor Swift, so we are going to be seeing Taylor Swift next year in February. Yeah, in Melbourne, Australia. So yeah, we actually got tickets and we were both trying really hard to get tickets and didn't happen for me, but it happened on her and we were like, yes. So yeah. Anyway, excited about that. Now, talking about Taylor Swift actually, I wanted to talk about this experience that happened a few years back around 2019, I think. And it was something that has been on my mind for a long time and something that I was intending to actually talk about. I think in one of my older videos, I mentioned something about wanting to talk about celebrities. So if you've watched any of my videos, one of them, I can't remember which one, I mentioned about how I would one day talk about how we judge celebrities or something along those lines, but I did mention it. And anyway, part of that video topic included Taylor Swift, and not as in her as a person, her directly, but people talking about her. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get straight into it because it's really hard for me to explain. Anyway, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I am scattered. And if you watched one of my last videos, I did officially declare that I am on the ADHD spectrum. So yeah, please just deal with it or move on. Okay. So this video is more like a bit of a warning in the sense for those of you who are new to the spiritual path, who are just embarking on it, and what happens when you start embarking on the spiritual path is you enter all these different spiritual communities, healing groups, yoga groups, psychic groups. Wherever you go, you're going to go into all these different groups to find yourself and find your niche and find what it is that your soul is after and looking for, right? Now, I want people to understand something. Just because you're in a spiritual group, do not automatically assume that everyone is conscious in that group. Like everyone's, uplifted and, thinking in a super conscious way. Because the truth is, the reality is, especially, for example, in Reiki healing groups, energy healing groups, there's a lot of wounded people in these circles because they come into these circles, they join these circles to heal themselves because they have wounds. So I want people to always have that thought at the top of your mind. So whenever you enter these spiritual groups, be discerning, make sure that you're really listening to what people are saying to really understand where they are at a conscious level. I mean, do I make sense? So a few years back in 2019, I actually learned Reiki around then, and I joined this Reiki class or group. I'm not going to name names or anything, but yeah. So I was in this Reiki group circle thing, and I was really excited because it was my first time really dabbling into in energy healing. It was my first energy healing class, I guess you could say. And I wouldn't say it was my first energy healing experience because actually around March 2019, no, not then. Anyway, it doesn't matter when. I had a spiritual healing. That was my first healing experience. But the first energy healing class I went to, And I can't remember if it was the first level or second level, but anyway, in one of these classes, second day in, at the end of the day, everyone was sitting around circle and people were just chatting around. And I'm quite the introvert in these spiritual communities. I actually pull back my energy because I, yeah, like to be the observer. And yeah, I just remember, thinking, oh, this is so great. I'm in this spiritual community with all these like-minded people. So I thought. And then someone, for some reason, I can't remember where and how it got to this topic, but someone in the group brought up Taylor Swift's name. And then another person in the group started making a comment, and another one joined in and made a comment. And then the teacher, who I thought would have been more conscious, made a comment too. And it was kind of condescending, judgmental comments about Taylor Swift. And yes, I am a Taylor Swift fan. I wouldn't say like a big obsessive fan, but I do love her songs. I do think she's cool, and I've never, judged her or, had any bad thoughts about her, right? But in that moment, as I was sitting there and hearing all these people just chiming in and having a go at her, I was very disappointed. I was super disappointed. I was like, what the hell? Like, aren't we meant to be like conscious people, highly spiritual people? Why are you guys judging someone you don't even know? Like, seriously, you just know her as Taylor Swift, the singer, the artist, this, beautiful face, and she produces all these songs, but you're judging her because of whatever you heard or from the media, all this gossip and stuff. And I was like, what does it matter to you what she does and who she sees and who she dates and, like all that BS, right? What does it matter to you guys? And it just really hit a chord within me in the sense that I was really, really annoyed. I was just like, yeah, sitting there. And then I was looking at everyone and just made me uh, become more aware of how just because I'm in a spiritual circle, learning spiritual things, it doesn't mean that everybody's conscious. And I'm not saying that everyone in that group joined in and everyone was, not conscious. I'm sure there were other people who were sitting there probably thinking same. It's like, why are we judging someone? But there was few people, including a teacher, making comments about Taylor Swift. And I was like, why are we hating on her? Like, why? I don't understand. Right. And yeah, and I just feel like throughout the my life throughout the decades, I have seen so many people having a go at celebrities, the keyboard warriors, people who don't really know them personally, just going blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that, just because of the random things they hear on the news, on the media. And my question is, hello, hello, are you human? Hello, hello, are they human? Yeah, yeah, okay. Let me just reality check here. Do you know all humans make mistakes? All humans are foolish at some point in time. All humans go through some sort of breakup and stuff like that. Like, and most humans probably dated a few people, you know, more than once, or like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, why do we, hone in on all these celebrities and go, they must be perfect because they are superstars. They need to be perfect. Like, no, F no, they're still human. They still go through human things. They still experience all these emotions and they still have feelings, by the way, too. And I think in my last video, I mentioned something about how celebrities are like these bright, shining stars and they are here to shine. They are here to be seen. It is their role, it is their path, it is what they're here to do. And I feel like it's so unkind and so unfair for the world, for those of us who are not in their shoes, that just keep throwing rocks at them just because, they're there to shine. They're there to inspire us. They're there to tell a story. And I've always felt personally that musicians, actors, they actually do deserve the money they make, in the sense that they choose to be seen, and to be seen is quite risky. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a high level of stress, a high level of pressure to be constantly seen by the whole world, constantly judged, constantly, yeah, under pressure. Yet we think they're like invincible. We think they don't have feelings and we just attack them. And yeah, I just really, it just bugs me. Like the whole keyboard warrior stuff, it really irritates me. And I'll tell you what, back in the day, over 20 years ago, I've experienced this sort of keyboard warrior stuff, but not at this scale that it can get to these days. But I remember some anonymous people, always anonymous, right? With the fake alias names, you fucking cowards. Anyway, anyway, they would go like, I remember someone messaged me like when I was in maybe my late teens, anonymously, anonymously, and said to me, "Oh, it's like, oh, your boyfriend is only with you because you're a rebound. He will never love you. Exit." And I was just like, what the hell? Like, why would someone do that? And it just made no sense to me. Like, why would you go around doing that? And then another time, I think this was perhaps even before that particular experience, someone, went on this pub, sort of we had, I don't know if you guys are aware, but back in the day there was this thing, a phase or a fad where, people were building geo cities websites, and one of our mutual friends built this public website, and then she had this little comment box on the side, on her main page. And then, one day I get a call from her saying, Teo, I just want to let you know that people are talking about you on this public comment. And see, this is I always have a target on my back, even though I don't do anything necessarily bad. But anyway, that's price to pay for being a light worker, right? Anyway, yeah, but I remember someone wrote in this what was it, this comment box, and tried to what's the word, indicate that I was an SLUT, and something like that. And it was really funny. And you know what the funny thing was? The person who was again anonymous, who tried to indicate or imply that, didn't even realize I was a virgin at the time. So I was like, I was just like, uh I was just like, oh, okay, then whatever. It's like you got no real facts. So it actually didn't bother me because I knew it was not true. And even more so, I had a lot of people back me up, like like even before I actually got online to just see what the comments, because I got a call from my friend, said, hey, just FYI, there's these bad comments, that just popped up on the public comment box on my page. And then I was like, okay, so I logged on, and then I had a read, and then underneath the comment I saw all these people, like, my supporters, my friends, my networks, people like backing me up and going, blah blah, you're just saying that because you're jealous and insecure, and and all these things. And in that moment I didn't have to say anything, I didn't have to do it, I just left it. I'm like, I don't need to say anything because my people have said it already, and I already knew. I was like, there's no point in me investing time in this. Why invest time in fake news, right? But yeah, I just feel like people are always out to get the ones who are here to shine. And it's not cool, guys. It's not cool, because the ones that are here shining are actually offering something to you, offering their light, their healing energy. And I think I just mentioned before, I've always felt that musicians and artists and actors are some of the greatest healers in this world, because guess what they do? They draw out emotions in us, whether that be sadness, anger, happiness. They pull out emotion so we can purge, we can heal, we can feel and process. You know, whenever I have been really sad and depressed in life, I'll put on some really sad song and, start crying. And those moments and those products, those songs, created by these beautiful musicians, are healing tools. We just don't see it that way. But for me, it is a healing tool. Music is healing. Movies and shows are healing. And I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to be a little bit more respectful of those who were born to shine, the celebrities, the musicians, and we need to stop being so judgmental and so heavy with the judgments too, and expecting these people to be like superheroes they don't feel. They have feelings too. They have parents too. They might have kids too. They have partners, friends, and we're just so harsh, and I don't understand why. And and I want to ask, like, to those of you who sit there going judging on your keyboards and throwing all these comments at people without thinking, can I ask you, are you perfect or something? Are you perfect? Are you telling me you've never done anything wrong in your life? Telling me you've never done anything foolish? I call BS, by the way. Every child, every teenager, every young adult in their early 20s has done something stupid, has done something foolish, has made a mistake, right? But why is it you guys act like, celebrities and superstars don't and aren't meant to? Like, what's going on in your mind? Yes, they're shiny, shiny people. Yes, they've got a lot of influence and power, but it also doesn't make them non-human. They're still human. You know what I mean? And I'll talk about Justin Bieber as well. I remember, like, I don't know too much about the whole Justin Bieber thing, but I remember back, I don't know how many years back, but I heard people saying, it's like, oh, did you hear about Justin Bieber? Oh, he went and pissed somewhere or something like that. And to be honest, I don't know the full story, but I remember thinking again, it's like, and what's the problem here? What's the problem with him being a reckless teenager? He's a male, he's young, and he's had all this pressure his whole life since a child. You think he's gonna like be normal? And why is it you guys don't put yourselves in their shoes? Imagine having no privacy. Imagine everyone prying into your lives, everyone commenting and making all these terrible comments about you, and then, assuming they know you when they don't. Like, could you withstand that pressure? Could you really? Because I'll hands down say many of you wouldn't. Many of you would probably. And so you have to understand, right? Celebrities, musicians, stuff, they're some of the most, my belief is they are some of the most highly evolved souls in the sense they can withstand that pressure. Conscious levels, yes, I know there's a bit of work, everyone's still learning, we're all still growing, but they have a lot of emotional resilience, mental resilience, and strength. And I just really am here to say, guys, please be kinder to celebrities. Please, don't just follow what's trending and jump on the bandwagon of hate and just hate on someone because the whole world is hating. Like, I'm always a person that believes that before you decide to hate someone, get to know them first and then decide then. Just because other people say, oh, this person's bad, blah, 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 you have to find out for yourself. Only the fool jumps on the bandwagon and follows everyone else and then becomes the sheep, right? The only way you know the truth is if you go and seek the truth and find the truth for yourself. And, don't always just listen to one source or one party, one group. Listen to the other side too. Learn about people, right? I just feel like, yeah, this world is too full of hate. Too many haters. Too many people just wanting to tear everyone down when we should all be lifting each other up. Anyway, I just really wanted to release that story out there, and like I said, riding the Tay Tay wave. Anyway, I'm so excited because, yeah, I just feel blessed because we got Tay Tay tickets, and I'm blessed to have a best friend who's so diligent and committed in the cause. And the cause was, Focus, we must get Tay Tay tickets, and we did. Anyway, this card came out today. I don't know if you can read it. I don't know if it's back to front or not. Love is your energy. So today I am in love, as in the energy of love. But yeah, I'm also in love. I'm in love with the whole world and everyone. And I just wish everyone would just be nicer to each other because the world would be such a beautiful place if we did. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm going to go bake myself a potato because I love potatoes. Bye, guys. Be nice to each other and be respectful of those, actually, of everyone. That's it.